Hi, thank you for joining us today for this webinar on what to look for in an AP automation solution on Business Central. We're delighted to bring you this webinar. My name is Summer Sandusky, and I am the Channel Sales Account Manager at Zetadocs. And I'm joined by my colleague, Kaylin Johnson, who is also a Channel Sales Account Manager. If you have any questions about what you see during the webinar, please pop them into the chat, and we'll take some time to answer those at the end. So let's get started. Kaylin, over to you.
Let's look at the agenda for today. First, we'll explain exactly what we mean by AP automation and the benefits it offers, and take a look at what AP automation functionality is included in Business Central. Next, we'll discuss some of the different features that you should look out for when considering an AP automation solution. Then we'll show you our solution, Zetadocs AP Automation. Then finally, we'll have time to answer any questions you might have in the Q&A. So what is AP automation and what does Business Central offer out of the box in this area? AP automation, or accounts payable automation, refers to using technology to streamline the process of managing and paying supplier invoices. AP automation aims to improve efficiency, reduce errors, enhance compliance, and save time and resources in the AP process. It can lead to better financial management and help organizations maintain strong supplier relationships by ensuring timely and accurate payments. There are a variety of benefits from automating your AP processes. Automation plays a pivotal role in enhancing the accuracy of financial processes. By automating tasks such as data entry and invoice matching, organizations significantly mitigate the risk of human errors. This ensures the precision of financial transactions and minimizes the potential for costly mistakes that can lead to discrepancies, payment delays, or even compliance issues. This leads to dependable financial transactions, which are a key part of stable and reliable accounts payable processes. It enables faster processing. Automation speeds up invoice processing and approval workflow, leading to quicker payments and better management of cash flow. Additionally, it eliminates the common bottlenecks and delays that manual processes often encounter. These can include delays in invoice routing, manual data entry errors, and inefficiencies in approval workflows. By automating these tasks, organizations can streamline their AP operations and reduce processing times. AP automation reduces manual labor and paper usage, which leads to substantial cost savings. This streamlined approach minimizes processing errors, ensuring financial accuracy and efficiency. Moreover, it prevents late payment fees by facilitating on-time payments while capitalizing on early payment discounts, further enhancing cost effectiveness. One major advantage of implementing AP automation is that it saves the finance team's time, enabling them to dedicate their efforts to creative and value-driven tasks unique to humans, ultimately resulting in increased job satisfaction. By automating AP processes, employees are relieved from engaging in tedious, repetitive activities like data entry, leading to heightened productivity and greater employee contentment. I'm sure many of you are wondering what AP automation functionality Business Central offers out of the box ready to go. Well, the answer is that it doesn't offer a full AP automation solution. Microsoft does provide an OCR service that is provided by Tungsten. OCR stands for Optical Character Recognition and is a technology that converts printed, handwritten, or typed text into machine-readable text. In other words, it extracts data from a document such as an invoice and enters it into another software such as Business Central. However, this solution offered by Tungsten is an additional cost. It's not included as part of your BC subscription. This OCR solution can be added to BC using an integration that Microsoft developed around 10 years ago and hasn't been updated since. It's template-based solution, which means you'll have to spend time training the software to extract the right data from the invoices you receive. Many of the features of this OCR solution sits outside of Business Central in a separate portal. For example, the side-by-side viewing showing the original invoice and the data that has been extracted from that invoice. So given that Business Central does not offer a full AP automation solution, you need to turn to a third-party add-ons to fulfill this requirement. There are lots available and several of them will offer similar benefits. These include streamlined workflow with more advanced features for invoice capture using AI or OCR, automatic data extraction, automatic three-way PO matching, and complex approval routing. All of this can sit inside of Business Central rather than in separate portals that require you to jump from place to place. One more modern solution where there are no templates to set up before you can start using the system and you don't need to spend time training the software to work with the invoices you process. A solution that offers all of this at a lower cost than the basic functionality that is offered in Business Central. I'll hand this over to Summer now to discuss what you should be looking for when choosing an AP automation solution.
Thanks, Kaylin. Let's review some features that you should look out for when evaluating which AP automation solution is right for your company. The following are examples of differentiating functionality that separate some solutions from others and offer added value. First, let's consider the speed of which you'll achieve a return on your investment. Many AP automation solutions take days to implement. This includes the time required to train your system and set up vendor templates. Ideally, you want a system that you can get started with within hours rather than days in order to benefit from immediate time savings. Next generation AI-driven OCR immediately eliminates manual data entry tasks, enabling AP teams to handle larger volumes of invoices in significantly less time. Additionally, the self-learning capabilities of next generation AI mean that the solution gets faster the more that you use it, as it remembers any cross-references that are set between extracted invoice data and Business Central data. For example, once the GL account or item code on a specific invoice line is set, it is always remembered for future use. A solution that integrates seamlessly with your Business Central system means that the effort and cost of implementation will be kept to a minimum, again, helping you to achieve a return on your investment quicker. Next, while all AP automation solutions use some form of document OCR technology to extract invoice data, you can maximize your investment by finding one that uses next generation AI-driven OCR to capture document data. First generation document OCR solutions are template driven. In other words, these tools can only extract data from invoices once templates for each vendor's invoice layout have been created. This is time consuming to set up and can lead to headaches in the longer term too. If vendors change their invoice formats, AP teams are forced into a continuous cycle of updating templates, significantly reducing the desired efficiency gains. With next generation AI, data such as vendor name and invoice amount is extracted and automatically entered into Business Central in the form of a purchase invoice. AI automatically recognizes and processes invoice data regardless of format. This saves you time and avoids the risk of human error. I'm sure you or your colleagues in the AP team will be able to relate to a scenario where a payment needs to be approved, but the actual invoice has to be searched for in order to verify the payment going out is correct. This wastes time and causes frustration, both of which should not be an issue. It's incredibly convenient to have copies of invoices or other documents related to a particular purchase available at the click of a button from within Business Central. You can take this further by having a copy of the invoice appear side by side with the approval request to help you to verify things such as payment amount and therefore approve the payment. There's also less need to go around the business and search for the approving managers or those who made the purchase. Combined, this means that you can make approval decisions faster. A final feature we'll suggest today is the automatic archiving of documents related to a purchase. Storing all original vendor documents, such as invoices, automatically and securely in a central location such as SharePoint and Microsoft 365 means that you don't have to spend time creating and updating an archive manually. Documents can also be easily shared within the business if needed and can be easily retrieved by relevant employees, even if they don't have a Business Central license. An example of where this is helpful is when a vendor speaks to your customer service team with a query about a purchase. Your customer service rep can access all documents relating to that purchase in an archive like SharePoint and doesn't have to ask a member of the finance team to locate and send them the documents. Using an external archive such as SharePoint also means that you don't risk bloating your Business Central database, which can be expensive and cause performance issues. Having your documents stored centrally and securely also helps when it comes to audits. You can quickly and easily retrieve documents for scrutiny. Now let's move on to a demo of our own solution, Zetadocs AP Automation. Just before we proceed with the demonstration, let's take a moment to explore Zetadocs Capture AP Automation and highlight some specific advantages. This solution employs advanced document capture technology driven by artificial intelligence to extract data from purchase invoices and seamlessly input it into Business Central. It requires no setup of vendor templates and becomes more intelligent with increased usage. Zetadocs Capture also automates the matching of line-level data amongst purchase invoices, purchase orders, and receipts, ensuring that payments are authorized only after the receipt of goods and services. This provides instant visibility into related orders and receipts. Additionally, this solution streamlines your AP approval workflow by presenting file copies of purchase invoices and delivery notes during the approval process within Business Central. The original vendor documents are securely archived on Microsoft 365 SharePoint Online, making them accessible organization-wide. While Zetadocs Capture Essentials and Capture Plus include the AP automation solution, it's important to note that there is a per document processing cost, which is typically 30 cents per document. Now let's jump into the demo. All right, so as I mentioned in the previous slide, AP automation is included with our Capture Essentials and Capture Plus licensing. So before I show you the AP feature itself, I'm just going to quickly show you how the Capture tool works. So I'm going to be showing you how you can use Zetadocs Capture to store and retrieve supporting documents in various records throughout Business Central. Zetadocs Capture fully integrates with BC, so you can store documents and view them throughout your posting routine and workflows. And to show you how this works, I'm just going to show you the sales order list page. So you'll see that we've got our list of sales orders here. We've got our fancy little Zetadocs fact box over on the right. So if I open up this School of Fine Arts sales order, again, here we see the Zetadocs fact box. This is the main Zetadocs feature that we add to the records within Business Central for storing important supporting documents. Examples of where we can put this on sales and purchasing records, general ledgers, cash receipts, journals, jobs, production orders, fixed asset cards, etc. We can put it pretty much anywhere you need us to. For today, we're looking at the sales order. Any file type can be added into the fact box, PDF, JPEG, email, Word, Excel, and the most popular way to add documents in here is to simply drag and drop. So let me show you how that works quickly. So I've got this email with a couple attachments, and I can just highlight both of these, drag them, and drop them right into that fact box. We recently released an update where you can drag and drop multiple files at a time, which is something that a lot of our customers were asking for. Another update we released recently is the ability to rename files from within the fact box. So if I click on these three little dots here, I can easily rename this file to whatever I want. Zetadocs uses record mapping to follow your posting path, so these documents only have to be stored once, and that's customizable based on your workflow. Another way to add files to the fact box is to choose a file from your network. So if I wanted to do that, I would just simply click this up arrow right here, and it pops out my network folder to select a file from. So these documents are not actually being stored in Business Central. We use metadata tags, and the documents are automatically stored in the Zetadocs library in SharePoint Online, which is our outside repository. The actual document is stored in SharePoint, and a copy is visible on the fact box in the BC record. This way, physical documents are stored outside of Business Central, so it doesn't slow down your system. I'll just show you quickly how the folder structure works in SharePoint. Out of the box, we have a 3-folder structure. I have mine set up like this, but you can rearrange these folders however you like. So for me, I have my first folder being the document type, so we'll go into sales. The second folder is going to be your customer or vendor, so we'll go into School of Fine Arts. And then the third folder is going to be your date. So if you scroll down here, you'll see today's date, and if we click in, we'll be able to see those 2 documents that I just dragged and dropped. And that concludes the capture portion. And now we'll just jump right into AP automation. So I'm going to come back out to my home screen here. And we're going to be focusing on 3 areas with AP automation. We're going to look at document OCR, so picking up relevant data from the invoice and entering it into Business Central automatically for us. We'll take a look at order matching, so the matching of invoice lines to the relevant order lines. And we'll look at archiving as well, which is what we just saw with the fact box. So I'm going to come out to my Zetadocs document queue. The queue provides a central place from which all invoices can be processed by users within a finance team. So we're going to go to the AP document queue today. Now, there are a few ways that we can add invoices into this queue here. If you want to upload an invoice manually, you can simply click Item Upload, and you can drag and drop an invoice that way. If you'd like to upload a batch of invoices all at one time, you can click Queue Upload Files, and it'll automatically take you out to SharePoint, where you can drag and drop multiple files into the queue at once. However, the most popular way that our customers like getting their queue set up is with an automated email. So we can set up an email using Power Automate, where any attachments sent to a specific email address are automatically added into the queue for you. So that reduces some of that manual work and automates that process. So we're going to be processing this Wide World Importers invoice today. So I'm just going to click Item Process. And what the system is doing now is pulling key data from the vendor invoice, and it's going to create the purchase invoice using an extraction service from Microsoft called Azure AI Document Intelligence, formerly known as Forms Recognizer. So the purchase invoice has not been created yet. We're on the preview purchase invoice screen, and the purchase invoice will not be created until we click OK down here. So notice how the vendor name, the invoice number, the document date, and the item descriptions are all filled out for us. Items on the invoice lines are pulled from the item reference table in Business Central to automatically populate these fields. And the system pulls from both the product code and the description line. So Business Central items or GL accounts will be populated automatically if there's a match between the product code and or the description that's captured on the invoice and that which exists in Business Central. If there's not a match, the finance person can simply select the item or GL account from the drop-down menu, and this change will actually be remembered for the next time we process an invoice from this vendor. Any changes made to the amounts, the vendor, the item, or GL account in Business Central are all remembered by Zetadocs, removing the need to manually look up these values again. And as we mentioned in the presentation, one key advantage of our AP automation solution is that it requires no templates to set up or maintain, whereas other systems require templates to be set up for each vendor, which can be time consuming. If this invoice was not based off of a PO, I could simply click OK and it would create either an unposted or a posted purchase invoice for us. This one is based off a PO, so I'm going to show you how we can match to the order lines. So I'm going to click these 3 little dots up here and we'll click match to order lines. And then out pops our order matching screen. So you'll see that we have our invoice lines up top and we've got our order lines down below. This is filtered to only show those related to the specific PO and that have not yet been invoiced. And you'll see that some of these are highlighted in green, while this one right here is highlighted in yellow. All these are a full match. So we've got these highlighted in green are a full match, but we do support partial matching as well. So you'll see we ordered 6 here and we only got 4. So that's why this is highlighted in a different color. Once we've matched our order lines, we can go ahead and close this screen and it brings us back to our preview purchase invoice screen where you can see it's automatically added a comment with our purchase order number for easy reference. Now that we're done here and we've matched our order lines, I'm going to go ahead and click OK. And now is when our purchase invoice is being created. The system can create either an unposted or a posted purchase invoice that's based on your preference, and that can be set up globally or by vendor. In this example, we're creating an unposted invoice and we're automatically receiving any line items on the order that have not been marked as received. But again, both of those are configurable settings. So now we have our purchase invoice here. We've got our comment added with the purchase order number. And then over in the Zetadocs fact box, you can see that we have automatically archived a copy of this vendor invoice. So if I click on this, you'll see it pops us out to SharePoint where we have a copy of the vendor invoice for easy reference. And that concludes my demo. I'll send it back to you, Kaylin.
Thanks for the demo, Summer. Before we move on, let's have a look at one of our customers' testimonials. One of our customers, who is an AP specialist, Apple Roofing, said, "I love it. Zetadocs speeds up our accounts payable process, especially when we have invoices with multiple lines and pages." So, what are the next steps following this webinar? Speak to a member of our sales team by emailing sales@usa.equisys.com. If you like what you've seen today, you can book a personalized demo. This will provide the opportunity for you to see the full range of features Zetadocs Capture AP automation offers, tailored to your needs and provide the chance to ask questions directly. To thank you for your attendance today, we would like to let you know about a special offer. If you subscribe to Zetadocs AP Automation by Friday, August 29th, you'll receive 250 free document scans to get you started. Now it's time to move on to the Q&A. Thank you all for your questions so far. There's still time to send any questions you have, so please do that now if you have any. Let's get to the first question. Question 1 just came up. What document types are supported?
We support PDFs, most common image files like PNG and JPEG, and Microsoft Office file formats such as Word and Excel.
Okay, another question just came in the queue. How long does it take to implement?
Zetadocs AP automation is ready to use in hours. The standard Zetadocs installation steps need to be followed, after which the API solution is ready to use with the default configuration without any need to create templates for each vendor.
Okay, we have another question that just came up. Is SharePoint necessary to use Zetadocs AP automation?
Yes, our AP automation solution is only available on our extension, which uses SharePoint Online to store incoming documents. As we mentioned earlier, there are several benefits of using SharePoint for your document storage. It's fairly cost-effective archive and reduces the risk of bloating your Business Central database, which can cause performance issues.
Okay, another question just came in. Do you offer a free trial?
Yes, we do. If you're interested in one, please speak to either of us after the webinar or drop a note in the chat saying that you'd like to be set up with a trial and we'll get you taken care of.
Okay. And we have another one that just came in. Can you customize Zetadocs AP automation?
Yes. Zetadocs extracts a range of data fields from invoices that are commonly needed. But if there are other data fields routinely shown on your vendor invoices, like job number, for instance, then a customization is possible using a Zetadocs Capture Plus license.
Mhm. Well, that's all we've got time for today. If we missed your questions, we'll reach out directly in like a couple of days. Thank you for taking your time to watch today's webinar. We hoped you enjoyed it and got the information you were looking for. And if you have a spare couple of minutes, we would really appreciate if you guys can answer the quick survey that will pop up shortly. But for now, it's a goodbye from me and a goodbye from Summer. Thank you guys.
Bye. Thank you.